everybody, welcome to episode 235 of Red Wings Rant, where tirades and impassioned pleas for your Detroit Red Wings finally have a home mic. The season's been done for a little bit here, and we're almost through the first round of the playoffs. We've got a couple of games tonight, and we've just been holding on to this day for a little bit here. We've been kind of teasing it out for 2 weekends now, and we actually got new. Oh no, last weekend we just didn't do anything. Last weekend came and went, and we didn't do a show. That's right. Life finds a way to screw you over. Oh, I got Mike muted because he's always like eating chips or something. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, some of us like Sun Chips right before a podcast. I can't help that delicious crunchiness.
I swear, every time I say, all right, we're going live, I just start hearing, like, you're not even eating anything, but I hear... So I just started muting you.
I didn't know I was the Jim Price of this show, but I'm very excited for this. I know this is going to be an exciting offseason, but grading the entire Red Wing roster for 2021-2022 based on Little Caesars items. Very excited.
Yeah, it's something if you guys want to play along at home. I just found out you go to littlecaesars.com and then you pretend you're putting in an order. Otherwise, they give you this baloney menu that has like nothing on it. So if you just look up Little Caesars menu, doesn't work so great. All right, now first of all, shout out to Ketzel, who's been very patiently waiting for about a half hour. Thank you so much, Pretzel. Schlarky's here. Hey, Schlarky. I can't say I recognize it, but I'm glad you're aboard. Brandon Roth. Isn't that
Superman? I think. Yeah.
What's going on, Superman? Chewy's aboard. What's going on, Chewy? Ace Fishing is here. And Jared, he likes bologna on his pizza.
If you like bologna, you came to the right podcast. Oh, now, hey, Jared. How you doing?
Can we confirm
yes,
that the ham on Little Caesars pizza is actually ham? Now, I wouldn't say it's bologna. I would say it might be Spam. It's got a different consistency to it.
I have not had any employees of Little Caesars confirm or deny. But based on my being a man in the field, eyewitness reports, Matt, it is not ham. Not ham.
Now, last time we did this, Mike, we made a rule. You can't repeat items, and we still ended up doing it. But I'm going to say we try our best. No repeated.
We try our best.
Little Caesars menu items.
Not a diverse menu.
Now, you can, Mike, you could pick combos. And, of course, those are going to have repeated items. So those are available.
Okay.
You might find we'll pick just a sauce. Somebody might only be a sauce. This is going to really test our ability to improvise the reason for the choice of said sauce, but we'll see what happens here. And there's soda on here too, Mike. We have an Aquafina 20-ounce bottle of water.
Somebody's getting that.
I'm eyeballing some guys already for that bottle of water. So you could look at that however you want. I mean, you need to hydrate, but also, I mean, you're headed to Little Caesars, so really, are you really looking to hydrate? No. If anything, all those carbs are supposed to soak up all the juices.
They soak up your body's reservoir of water, and then you slip into a nice 12 to 15 hour coma after ingestion. So it's quite the regimen there to knock yourself out for the weekend. So you want to do it on a Saturday, a little bit like doing mushrooms. Don't do it on Sunday night. You got work in the morning. So ideally, Little Caesars to be consumed Saturday mornings. You have 2 full days to recover.
Now, I do have to throw out there, Mike, we are getting some early.
Some nominees.
I don't want to say guesses. I think we're just getting personal grades. Bertuzzi from Andrew Everett is crazy bread. I think, of course, like that's a great side dish, right? I mean, I don't want to start stealing things away from my own grades here, but I mean, clearly, like, Bertuzzi's not the whole meal. He had a great season, and Crazy Bread's a great menu item for Little Caesars. So I like where Andrew's at. Ace Fishing, he's given the bottle of water, the overpriced bottle of water, to Zadina. Now, Zadina, I think, is very appropriately priced at this point for what we're getting out of them. But I like where your head's at, Ace, because we still put on there. At least it's refreshing.
Yeah, how do we want to start, Matt? Or I think you kind of had the goalies going first, but
did I?
You know, I mean, you put Alex up there. You know, we could do Nedeljkovic if you want. Is there any more for the people?
Yeah, let's do it. I meant to throw them in somewhere in the middle, but I also have a slideshow, so you're right. The goalies go first, but that was because I said they were the last two slides I made, and I thought I put them in there randomly, but I didn't want the show to end on two meh grades. So, Mike, you know where we're starting then. We're going to start with Nedeljkovic. Now, what we have for everybody watching on YouTube, so if you're listening to the podcast, what you're going to miss out on is I have pulled up, you get a picture of said player that we're talking about, and then we have our evolving hockey. This isn't a wrap-up chart because these are goaltenders we're taking a look at first. But for every skater, we have a wrap-up chart ready to go. So you guys can kind of guess where we're going to go with these grades as we move along.
Yeah.
Have to Nedeljkovic watching on YouTube. If you don't know who we're talking about, just look to the top right of these charts. You'll see the name clearly labeled. But Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to hop right in here, man. Let me hop right in. Nedeljkovic, real Jekyll and Hyde season here where we thought, my God, Yzerman really swindled Carolina, somehow found a franchise goalie. We got a great 5-second video to Yzerman. What was Carolina thinking making that trade? And he just said, I don't know. You'd have to ask them. And then, part two came. And Matt, definitely some hot diarrhea in that goaltending play where we don't know if he was exhausted as a 26-year-old rookie. Maybe just too many games. He just needed get a blow here and there, as they say. So, Matt, I'm going to say going in, he was Caesar wings, Buffalo style, because they are delicious. But coming out the other end, diarrhea. Matt, give me Caesar wings, Buffalo for Mr. Nedeljkovic.
All right, so here's the thing. I was playing that same game where I was like, all right, who came in hot and came out even hotter? Which one of these items fits that? Now, I'm gonna kind of go the same route. But I have to pivot a little bit because I was looking at the wings too as a for sure diarrhea blower.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick the Buffalo Ranch Cup.
Wow.
Mike, I'm gonna go that direction because I think it is a great menu item. I think it serves quite a bit of service. I mean that doesn't just go with the Caesar wings, Mike. You've got that for crazy bread, you've got that for pizza, but I'm also concerned
that is tough
about what it's gonna feel like coming out.
My concern is that the wings actually had some nutrition. So I was actually leaning towards Buffalo Ranch Dip for Greiss because he had no nutrition this year. It was hot going in, hot coming out. Didn't make you feel good. A lot of rumbly, a lot of bubble guts out of this one.
I like that pick. I'm scared to get like too personal already because I don't want to like take a dump on pineapple pizza or anything like that because I know a lot of people like it. I don't hate it. It's just not the thing that I would order. So that's what I'm talking about here. I don't want to pick it. I'm gonna say just make the case. As a pineapple pizza fan, I'm okay with some people making the wrong choice and not ordering it. That's fine. It's more for me. Make the case. If you don't want to do the Buffalo Ranch, you're gonna throw a little pineapple action at Greiss. I thought I was going to be creative in picking two different sauces here, but I was going to go with the one that I hate, and I don't understand why anybody would pick it. Kind of akin to why we had to watch Greiss again. There was zero effort to upgrade this. Of course, we saw, we saw like a nice end to last year, but like I said, I thought I was being creative here. I was going to pick two different dips here. Let's go butter garlic. You know what? I just think that's plain disgusting. If you've got your slice of pizza and you're dipping it into this butter garlic flavored dip, it's not even butter or garlic. It's butter garlic flavor.
Would you say he's a goaltender? Well, he's goaltender flavored. I I wouldn't necessarily say he's the netminder, but he's wearing the
you
pads.
made my pick even better.
He's wearing the pads, so you know.
All right. Now, Ketzel, pretty good one here. Ned, deep dish, 3 meat. It's very good. So much, can't finish in one sitting. Very nice. I like that.
I like it.
Jared thrown on there. Mike can enjoy all the fake ham with his Hawaiian pizza.
But it is real Spam.
Yeah, real Spam.
Fake ham, but real Spam, baby.
Honestly, more Hawaiian if you go Spam route.
It kind of feels like Little Caesars put their 2 least popular items on a pizza. It's almost like they invented the Hawaiian. Well, we got these pineapples nobody eats, and we have this rectangular prism ham that nobody eats. Let's put those together.
Now, Ketzel throws in, Greiss is a diet Mountain Dew. Now, I don't touch a regular Mountain Dew. But how far away?
If you just can't get enough of that Mountain Dew flavor and, you want to cut some calories a little bit. Ugh.
Yeah, it's too bad there isn't
Dew.
like a non-alcoholic beer at Little Caesars, because that would...
Yeah, if O'Doul's was on tap at Little Caesars, that would definitely be a Greiss. But we're moving on. The goaltenders have been conquered, Matt.
We did it.
Yes.
It was tough, right? Because we like Nedeljkovic, but clearly, like, when you compare them against the rest of the league, like, I actually did pull this up. We are talking about 2 goaltenders that finished at the bottom of the league in goals saved above expected.
It's true.
We will go through the rest of this list, and it'll be very clear why. Like, it was a team effort to get those goaltenders down to the bottom of the league. But it wasn't anything for us to, lose any of our great Little Caesars menu items yet. I think we're good so far.
No.
All right. Mike, Taro Hirose, we're theming it with food today. Taco, if I may. Not a lot of hockey. 15 games. Our boy, you can see the chart, right? So our Rap'em charts are finally up. We have Taro up there. Not looking so great from expected goals for or Corsi for per 60. But my man prevented the expected goals against and the Corsi against. So Taro, not terrible. But again, we ordered this by expected goals for percentage for the season. So Taro Hirose, of course, comes through with our worst expected goals for percentage of the season, and of course that's a percentage. So it's just when he was out there, a lot more offense given up than what he was able to create. So it's mostly just able to create offense, and you got to figure it's all about who he was playing with.
Yeah,
so this is kind of tough.
This one it might be tough for you. It's pretty easy for me.
Go for it.
Hirose, we get a glimpse of him when the main ingredients are on the shelf, fresh out. We got no pepperoni, we got no bacon, we got barely any cheese. All right, all I got left. Looks like we do still have black olives. So if you want a little black olive on your hot and ready, I can make you a olive Hirose special. Matt, I honestly forgot that Little Caesars carried black olives, and I forget that this guy's still technically a prospect in the pipeline. Matt, give me Mr. Black Olive himself, Taro Hirose.
You know what? That's a pretty good pick, only because we did see some flashes when he was on the power play. Like things worked out.
Yeah, and sometimes if you get a veggie pizza, if it's not the focal point, you just have a little bit of the salt of the black olive. You're like, okay, I could see how we could do this. Maybe for like 3 games out of like 82. Not your go-to pizza, but it's in the rotation, kind of.
Right, and you get some good from an olive pizza. I actually, and I'll say this, Mike, you said forgotten. I get olives all the time on my pizza, so I'm actually right there with you. Let's do Hirose with the olive pizza, because even though he's going first because he had the worst expected goals for percentage, I think we know it's not all Hirose's fault when he's coming out there with those numbers hitting him back. And of course, he played during like the absolute worst stretch for the Red Wings. So I think a lot of that's working against them as well. So olive pizza, I'm cool with that. I feel like I'm cheating here, but yeah, I think we could both pick an olive pizza.
Yes. I was just going to say just the ingredient itself. I was going to give him a whole pizza. He's just the black olives on the pizza. Important distinction. Oh, this is a divisive one because a lot of people are very defensive of Mitchell. I don't like playing very many games. Stevens loves getting injured. This guy, Matt. You don't see very much of him, but when he's out there, is he speedy? Matt, he's fast. He plays a little bit of defense, right? Could count on him for that. We're gonna ignore these really, bumming us out bar graphs here. Looks like he's not doing so well defensively, but. Matt, we're looking for somebody, we get glimpses of them, but it's just not on the menu very often. Do you have somebody in mind?
Oh, I thought you were.
I tried to tee it up a little bit for you. I tried to give you some narrative. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's fine. I was kind of thinking of going in the soda direction. Kind of wanted to go with like the 20-ounce Sierra Mist because I just it puts in my mind like I mean you've got the mountain on the bottle, right? So yeah, I was thinking of skiing because I'm trying to equate some way that this guy moves fast, but you're just not getting a ton out of him. Oh, and it's got a lot to do with the injuries, right? It's his whole career, as we talked about earlier in the season. It's just been riddled with injuries. So I'm gonna go with the 20-ounce Sierra Mist because it's not the worst thing in the world. I think all those bubbles, you got a nice little adventure there with your Sierra Mist, but not too much coming out of it nutrition wise. I mean, we're just talking about sugar water, but that sugar water is going to get you hyped up and moving.
Matt, I like the pick for Stevens though. I'm gonna swerve you just a little bit. I'm gonna give him a hot and ready, but not just any hot and ready. Little Caesars by me has a very specific window when you can have hot and readies from noon to 3 or from 5 to 7. So, Matt, I'm going to say this is a hot and ready ordered at 7:03 when they're all out of them. Because he's never ready and he's not hot. He is injured a lot.
That I was so ready to be like, how could you give him a hot and ready? And you, Mike, you painted a beautiful picture.
Name of this game is Make the Case, baby.
Now, performance art, he's already out of here. He didn't want to stick around for this. He said, side trots, that's all, I'm out. Performance art, he's signing over to, I don't know, some other Red Wings podcast at this point. So he gone. Ketzel likes the olive choice. Brennis to the board. What's going on, my man? Now, Ketzel going cheesy jalapeno on Mitchell Stevens. I often forgets it's an option. Jared's on board with that one. And Ketzel, I'm like big fan of the very specific Little Caesars order for Mitchell Stevens. All righty. Who's next up here? I can't even see it. Oh, Oscar Sundquist.
Yeah, this will be a quick one, I think.
Look, I'm happy with what we got from Oscar Sundquist, and I think this is more or less about we didn't get a ton of it, and I don't think I'm going to order a ton of wings as my life continues from Little Caesars. So I'm going to go back to the wing side of the menu, and I'm going to pick the garlic Parmesan. Mike, these kind of go. They're yummy, right? But I never feel good after an order of garlic Parmesan wings, no matter where I'm getting it from, because they're not super spicy. It kind of feels like I'm just downing sugar cheese on my chicken, and it's just one of those things. Like you get some happiness from it, as we like to call him, Sonny. I think that brings a lot of happiness and joy to our lives. But not going to order this too often. Again, not a full season from Sundquist. So I think this is appropriate. It's good, but very rarely is that going to be on Matt's receipt.
You know what? I like the pick a lot. I'm gonna get on the coattails on this one, Matt. I think when somebody says let's order pizza, typically in my mind I'm thinking pizza, breadsticks. I'm thinking bread. Cheese, And then somebody would be like, hey, let's get garlic parm wings. And I'm like, that was not even on my mind. Much in that same way, Yzerman acquired this guy, and I was like, I didn't even know I wanted Sundquist, but you know what? While they're here, I'll take a few of these garlic parm wings. And you know what? They're not bad. I wouldn't mind having them again, but they just weren't on my mind. I didn't plan on ordering them. They're here already, so I'll have a couple. I'm in.
Charlie throws in there, Sonny's a beaut. Chewy loves him some garlic parm.
Oh,
that's his favorite.
Did we shoot? Yeah, did we shoot our shot too high there?
The City Life Project. Man, I need a pizza. And Ketzel's going with the XMB thin crust cheese.
Ketzel, make the case, my friend.
Well, I mean, we'll come. Yeah, do it, and then we'll come back. Yeah. Mike, again, these are in order of expected goals for percentage according to Evolving Hockey. Joe Veleno up next.
Oh man,
this one.
Matt, hit us with the stats so we can kind of have some context here about what we're picking.
That's not a bad idea because I'm gonna need a moment to kind of figure this out. All right, I'm looking at the wrong stats. This is 5-on-5. Let me pull up. Oh no, it's not. Oh God, how terrible is this? I just assumed it was 5-on-5 because the numbers were 8 goals, 15 points for Joe in his 66 games. I mean, he's going to carry with him a 10.96 shot percentage, which I don't know. That sounds pretty close to average. So obviously, our boy just needs some more opportunities, right? He's got to throw the puck at the net a little bit more. So it's one of those things, right? Like he's running into somebody making the choice for him, right? Like he's getting put on the third and fourth line most of the season, but he's also new, so you can't get too mad at him. Right. So you know what? Let's call him a stuffed crazy bread. Right.
Matthew, are you reading my show notes? Because
let's call him a stuffed
I had a
crazy
very specific scenario for him as the stuffed crazy bread.
Go for it.
Now, Veleno, on this show, we've had some debate where people are like, let's see what this guy looks like on the first line or the second line. And it's like, well, he hasn't quite shown us anything on the fourth line. He's not really blowing us away. I know he's a young guy, hasn't quite gotten there yet. Stuffed crazy bread, new item. Okay? Not a lot of people ordering that a la carte. All right? It's much better as a combo where you get your pizza, you get a 2-liter, and then, let's try this new item, see how this goes. So I think on an island, Joe Veleno, not a fan, but Joe Veleno, stuffed crazy bread, part of a $10.49 combo. Sign me up. Veleno, you're the bread in the combo, my friend.
Brent is giving Joe Veleno cheese pizza without the cheese. You may get it one day, but he hasn't yet.
I like that, Brennis.
XMB thin crust for Sonny. This seems super boring, but essential to a party for those that hate meat. Also, looks like a sun. Jared coming in there. Ouch. From Brennis.
Man, that was a good one, though. I like that. I like that case. I'm in.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. All right. Hometown boy. I think Dearborn Heights.
The big O.
Osterley. Do we have like a hometown item? What do they do here? I just don't. I think you'd have to look at like we'd be talking about like the Detroit style deep dish, right? Because he's coming from Detroit, but I can't. You know what? I'm going to do it because I know that this is spam.
I know. Madman. What are you doing?
I know.
What are you doing?
I don't want my pineapple on my pizza. Jordan Osterley's getting a Detroit style deep dish hula Hawaiian pizza.
Woo! Man, cutting deep on the Osterley, huh? Woo!
I got to do it because we're keeping them Detroit style, but it's not any part of Detroit that I need to continue in my pizza orders. It's not something I'm going to order myself. Apparently, it's fine for some people. Mike, this season and what you got out of Osterley, it's not like we expected him to change this team and now we're going to go to the playoffs. But that's exactly why I know what's happening with my Hawaiian pizza. I'm not going to love it.
You know what, man?
He's a Hawaiian pizza.
I'm going to jump on the coattails once again. Matt Osterley, give me that deep dish Hawaiian style.
Dearborn Heights style. It's not
Dearborn
quite
Heights
Detroit
style. And you know why? You know what? It's got a little ham. It's got some fruit. You're like, you know what? He played a little forward, a little defense. You're like, it's dinner, but I can kind of have it for breakfast. It's got a fruit bowl. It's kind of got little pieces of ham, like an omelet. But it's not very good in either scenario. But Osterley, welcome to the menu. I don't know if you're going to stay on the menu, but you're here for now because, some people like it.
All right. The next one, Michael Rasmussen.
Oh.
I'm like, as the season went along, Rasmussen just seemed to get better and better. And he's a big boy. So it's one of those things. I think you got to go combo on this one, right? I think we got to go for a big meal because Rasmussen's a big boy. I can't decide if I want to make him crazy bread with pizza or if we want to go back to the stuffed crazy bread for the same Valeno reasons.
No, Matt, this one is easy peasy 1, 2, 3 here on Mr. Rasmussen. Big boy. We know he's got a lot of reach. Tall guy. Not a great skater. Matt, give me the Detroit-style deep dish 3-meat treat.
Yeah!
Because boy, oh boy, is that going to slow you down. And as the worst skater on our team, Matt, Rasmussen is nothing if he's not a gigantic thing that slows you down. And that's what this pizza is. There's some flavor. There's some things to like. I think it goes down pretty good. But yeah, you're in for a nice coma if you have a few slices of this pizza. So Detroit-style deep dish 3-meat treat for Mr. Rasmussen.
Ace going stuffed crust all the way. Jared was agreeing. He was thinking maybe a combo was the right way to go. Ketzel was thinking about stuffed crust XMB and the pepperoni. But Mike, we got a fun one coming up.
Oh boy. Who's
Andy
up?
DeKaiser.
Oh boy.
All right.
Mr. Numbers himself.
Look, there's parts of me that wanted to save this bottle of water for somebody else. But I mean, you're getting nothing from Adam Erne. And maybe it should be a Diet Pepsi. Should be a Diet Pepsi instead, because at least with a bottle of water, you get hydrated. The Diet Pepsi, there goes all your pee-pee. You're going to need water eventually again. So...
yeah, I mean, you're dehydrating the team. You're sucking the life out of the team. And most importantly, is the price where you're like, my God, we're spending what for a 2-liter of Diet Pepsi? $3.99? Unbelievable. And DeKaiser's on waivers. We're paying this guy how much money? Unbelievable. And you can't trade it because it's already in the car and you screwed up. You didn't get the regular Pepsi. And now you've driven too far. And they're not going to let you return that. You can't do that trick where you take it to Kroger and say, I got the wrong one. No. You're screwed with a very expensive Diet Pepsi. You got to take that all the way home because nobody else wants it. So you have to sit there and drink it till the end of the season.
Maybe that's it. Like
you tried to put that Diet Pepsi on waivers. Nobody wanted it. Nobody.
It's the Diet Pepsi you got from your combo that you only got because the whole meal would be cheaper. But you're putting that Diet Pepsi right in the garbage.
Yeah. I mean, you'd pour it on your lawn, but all the grass would die. So you literally just have to take one for the team and suck it down yourself because nobody else is going to.
This is the night that the DeKaiser family was like, you know what? Let's check out Red Wings Rant.
Let's tune in.
Let's see what's going on. Now, a lot of made up menu items, Mike, coming in for DeKaiser. We got dumpster wings.
Made up items are allowed. We will allow fake items.
Yeah, go for it, guys. Large seasoned beef.
Jared, make the case. Yeah.
Salad with brown lettuce coming from Chewy. Ace
now, Chewy, you can. Chewy does bring up an important point. Now, I went on the Little Caesars menu, and I swear to God, they still sell salad, but it is not available online. You are allowed to bring up retired menu items. So, Chewy, well done, sir.
Dumpster wings that were dropped on the floor after being left in the oven too long while you were on a smoke break. Still bought by patron, then dropped again. Gutzel, you fucking nailed it.
I like that specific
Brennis,
scenario. Yeah.
Brennis is kind of going the day old hot and ready's here. Whatever was left in the hot and ready bin after the store closes. It may be old, but you still care enough about it to grab some and take it home. Now, let's not forget, Mike, they have their new pizza portal. I'd assume people forget to come and pick up their pizzas, right? So this isn't somebody who walked into a Little Caesars to pick something up. They ordered online. Maybe they were a little drunk. That pizza's just been sitting in the portal all night. So this, Mike, we may have jumped the gun. We probably could have thought about a pizza that the employees are taking home because they're just hungry and they'll eat anything. That's all they have to pick from, which is what poor Jeffy boy had to do.
Matt, lest we forget that portal is also another word for hole. And if anybody is a pizza hole, it's Danny DeKaiser.
Chewy's making sure we toss in one more asterisk here on the 2 liter. It's also been
oh no,
this sucker shucked.
You know what, Chewy? Absolutely. Then you opened it and you got Diet Pepsi all over your hands. You're wearing a white shirt now; it's brown. Oh, it's all there's that stain all over the place. You can't get rid of it.
All right, now next up, maybe I don't know, maybe replacing DeKaiser, left side defenseman Jack Waldman coming from St. Louis, not a full season. So I figure we really enjoyed watching Jake, right, Mike? I would say
absolutely. The
little chunk of games we got were fantastic. So it wasn't a full meal. So I'm gonna go dessert with this because this is the end of the season. This is the end of our meal. I really enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of potential here, Mike. I'm going cookie dough brownie made with M&Ms. How do you feel about that? It makes me feel good. I like those cookie dough brownies quite a bit. You were nodding when I said dessert. Looks like maybe not your favorite pick.
I can be talked into that. And I think I can be talked into the Waldman trade where I was like, who is this guy? And then somebody's like, no, I can vouch for these brownies. They're really good. Just give them a shot. I know these aren't, dessert crepes from your favorite bakery, but they're good. They're good. Just try them. There's a little bit of M&M in there. You get a little cookie dough. And you take a bite. And you're like, you know what? I didn't bring any dessert myself, so I'm not going to complain. And these aren't half bad. You know what? I would eat them again next year. So, yeah, Matt, put those on my receipt. I will eat those.
Well, we don't want to miss this either. I mean, we're just.
Can I make an important distinction?
Go for it.
Waldman brownies, but never walnut brownies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Little Caesars did it right. They were like, should we put nuts in these? No, let's put candy. Let's put Twix bars. Let's put M&Ms, more chocolate chips. Yeah, all the above. All right, Now, nobody get mad at us. These are just the numbers. Mike, next on the list.
Well, this is a fun one. Hope you guys are buckled in for this one.
Expected goals for percentage. We're number 11 of 27, so we got to start picking this up.
We're going to start soldiering through, but this is a fun one coming up.
Jakub Vrana, Mike. We're talking about sure the puck leaves his stick, it's hitting the back of the net. You're super happy about this. There may be, as you can see on this Rap'em chart, some issues defensively. So it's not we're not looking at a perfect, a perfect option here. But there's a lot to like about it, right?
Matt, this one is a piece of cake for me. Matt,
you go first, because I'm struggling if I should go back.
We waited a long time for this. Yeah. We waited a long time for this, and then it hit the menu, and it was the coolest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. You're like, man, we could have these all the time, and then it might disappear at any moment. So you got to be ready, Matt. Undoubtedly, unequivocally, Matt. That was a hard word to say when there's some in your drinking. Matt, Jakub Vrana is the epitome of the Batman Calzone. Because, man, were those fucking cool.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
No, you're a little worried, because if you look at the caloric content on those, you may not have long for this world, but you're not looking at those. You're not looking at the defensive numbers. You're looking at the sizzle. You're eating a pizza shaped like a fucking batarang. Woo! That is exciting stuff. The coolest thing to happen to pizzas and stuffed crusts, Matt Vrana is the Batman Calzone.
Can I say too, and this is why I was thinking the calzone, I kind of like the flavor of that fake cheese. Like it's like a garlicky cheese mix in the calzone. Also, let's not forget that they didn't call it a calzone at any point.
My mistake. I did say calzone. I've been conditioned to pronounce it correctly. I should have said calzone. Vrana, forgive me.
The Batman calzone. Yeah, and so you like it, but I knew I was going to get sick. So there's so much to like about Vrana, but we know there's going to be the defensive lapses. So I absolutely love this. And
yeah,
the only thing that I don't agree with, and this is why I was cautious to pick the Batman calzone, is because it's gone away. And I don't want Vrana to go away. So
he's done that to us before. And
that's true.
Based on his resume, he might do it again. So I know we got him locked up. I'm sure as soon as another Batman movie hits the theaters, we'll get another, Vrana, 3-month swing of electricity. But until then, I don't know what's going to happen. I loved it. It was wonderful. And I hope we get it again.
Now, Brandon's coming in. That St. Louis Little Caesars has been pretty good to us. Throwing it, we were talking about Sonny and, of course, Waldman. Ace just coming in. I think just a pepperoni pizza or just pepperoni. Pepperoni. It's not on every pizza, but when it is, it's awesome. Chewy coming in for the supreme pizza for Vrana. I knew we were like, that was sort of the problem, right? Like, and think about where we're at right now.
Well, this is a litmus test where people are just going to be putting their favorite thing on there because this is the most exciting player we have. I mean,
Ketzel throwing in. That man better play in bubble wrap next season. Gotta keep our fingers
Ketzel,
crossed.
when's the last time you went to a live Red Wing game when they do in between periods, they put them in the bubbles and let people crash into each other? That should be him for the entire offseason because I don't want that guy getting hurt. Absolutely, Ketzel.
All right, Mike, this is hilarious that this man had better expected goals for percentage than
wow.
Vrana. We've got Adam Erne up next. All right. So,
man, give us a 2-season wrap on Erne. Last year to this year.
I wish I had those numbers, but I mean, we're talking about that 10-game streak of points. And now, when we're looking at Adam Erne, as Matt continues to... Oh, right. He'd be first on the list. 19 points, Mike, in 79 games. So 10 points in 10 games last year. 19 points in 79 games this year. Mike, I gotta go. Now, I don't know if they do still do this, but I'm glad it went away, and I think that's kind of what I'm feeling with Adam right now. Is I'll just be okay when he's gone. But they used to give you those red pepper flakes that I wanted nothing to do with on my pizza, and it's just one of those things that this isn't even an item I wanted in my bag. I'm not paying for it. And they don't do it anymore. So all thumbs up all around. So Adam Erne to me is that item. And you could pick something else, Mike, if there's another item that's akin to that.
Oh, I got one. I got one teed up for this
one
clown.
That's disappeared from the menu. One that you didn't even have to order, but you were just kind of stuck with. They just tossed it in the bag so you could fill out a bag in case somebody out there wanted those red pepper flakes. So I'm going red pepper flakes. An unwanted red pepper flake bag.
That is not a bad choice at all, Matt. I'm going historical on this one as well. Give me the pretzel pizza for Adam Erne.
With that cheddar cheese.
Because it's if you guys don't remember, it was a regular pizza in the middle. The crust was pretzel, but inside the crust was yellow fat.
Yellow.
Allegedly nacho cheese, but not like any nacho cheese you've ever had. So I think that he, for me, is the pretzel pizza experience because I ordered it when it came back again. And I was like, man, wasn't this a lot better last year? Because this year kind of sucks. And, I'm not excited to try it again. I feel like I've been burned. I would have to really get, marketed, up the yin yang to try that pizza again. Not excited to ever do it without maybe a revamp of the recipe, but not as good. For some reason, I remember it tasting better, and this year it just wasn't very good. I don't want to go back to it.
Well, we've got Jared thrown in there. Cheese pizza that was left in the oven too long for Adam Erne.
I like that.
Ketzel's throwing shots at Domino's because he left Little Caesars and just said a Domino's medium cheese pizza. And,
he tried to aim even lower. Yeah.
That's funny because that's for my wife and I, that's our pizza of choice is Domino's.
Ew, gross.
Brenda says kids cookies. Oh no! Oh, Chewy. I'm sorry. I thought Chewy said he likes the pretzel pizza. He likes the pretzel pizza pick.
Yeah, Chewy. I hope that pizza hasn't damaged your innards like it has mine.
All right. So next on the list is Robbie Fabry. Robbie's going to come away with 30 points in 56 games. So that's over. We're looking at over a half point per game. But when you look at that random chart, oh my gosh. This is clearly one of our worst expected goals against per 60 players on the team, if not one of the worst in the league. So it's something where he's consistently showed up to the ice with this being a known issue. We've joked about it the last couple of seasons that, you get a Robbie Fabry, offensive production, but the defense is just completely not there. So, Mike, I'm going to do this.
I'm ready to go. I got one.
Yeah, go for it. I was going to be maybe...
I'm making the case here. So, Fabry, a guy gets a lot of debate. We know that defensively there's a lot of issues. As a forward, we've tried him at center. He doesn't really dominate in faceoffs. He's more a center by default. We need him on the wing. Don't really see him carrying on his own, but he's still pretty tasty. Matt, this is a featured item on the Little Caesars menu.
So, I think we're going to have the same one.
No, we're not. Matt, I'm going to do Detroit-style deep dish, sausage only.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I let you down? Oh, yeah. No. So the case was, I think sausage needs something. It needs mushroom or it needs pepperoni.
Or onion.
And Fabry needs something, essentially, is the case I'm trying to make. Good on its own. If you just had sausage in a bun with some mustard and onion, good. But on the pizza, it needs a little help.
This would be the perfect time for me to have all these menu items queued up and for me to come up with the big... So for the same exact reasons, Mike, that you have your sausage pizza, Mike, I'm picking crazy sauce. I'm picking just the sauce that goes
crazy sauce, no bread.
So you're missing a key component here to the crazy sauce, crazy bread order, which is still up for grabs. Somebody else can be the crazy bread, crazy sauce. And I have in mind who I want that to be, because we will run into a gentleman later who is kind of like, all right, if you could add defense to Robbie Fabry's game, this would be him. But for right now, Mike, I'm going to go crazy sauce, because I also think in the long run, and Jared's called me out on this before, I'm not going to order crazy sauce on its own. So I'd be okay without it. And just like with Robbie Fabry, I think he serves a purpose right now, but I think when we're contending for the playoffs, he will be long gone. Crazy sauce. I hope I didn't make anybody too angry.
We'll pull through, man. We'll pull through. All
right.
we
got to start running through these. So
we'll run through this one. Matt, Givani Smith. I mean, not a huge contributor at this point of his career. He's not the sexiest numbers. A fourth liner.
This is all about protein. This is oven roasted Caesar wings. We didn't get any sauce, but we're packing a punch. You're getting your protein in there. Can I make that one real quick? Especially since we got to start running through these fast.
Make that case, Matt. I was going to do a handful of jalapenos because they're going to fight you on the way down.
Oh, but that's because Givani lost a lot of fights this year.
He's still going down swinging. Yeah.
Gustav Lindstrom, Mike. As you can see, we used to tout his Rap'em chart for half a season and how it was one of the best on the team. Think about how terrible the second half would have to be for anybody listening to the podcast, a lot of red bars, a lot of negatives. Goals for per 60 in the negative here for his ranking across the league. Expected goals for per 60, Corsi for per 60, and Corsi against per 60. All not doing great. Still did pretty good on the defensive side of things for expected goals against per 60, but still. Seems to be one aspect that he was good at. A lot that was begging for more. I'm doing the scrolling game here, Mike.
I'm queued up for Lindstrom.
All right, yeah.
It was pretty tasty for a little bit, but it felt like when we needed more from him, we just didn't get enough. And I'm gonna say it's like a party at 8, and they accidentally only gave us a 20-ounce Pepsi. So one guy was quenched, but it felt like we could have used like 7 more of these to make sure everybody else had a good time. So small sample size, good. Big sample size, left us wanting more. 20-ounce Pepsi.
Well, I like, we're going to move back to Fabry here for a second. Ketzel says pepperoni cheese bread. It's almost a pizza.
I love that, Ketzel.
Now this is where I said earlier.
He's almost a pizza. That should be a shirt. Fabry, almost a pizza. Oh, you got me on that one, Ketzel.
That's my problem with I love the pepperoni cheese bread. And I
do too. I feel like I found a way to cheat the system.
Yeah, I was saving that for later. That was gonna be
when you go to Taco Bell, instead of ordering a $6 quesadilla, if you get 3 of those Chipotle chicken wrap-ups, it's $3. Same amount of food. But anyway.
All right. Next on the list. I think this wrap-up chart should surprise a lot of people. Look at Sam Gagne. In the positive for goals for per 60, expected goals for per 60, Corsi for per 60, and Corsi gets per 60. And also, he plays the dad role on this team.
Yep. Yeah, for me, I mean, it's not going to blow you away, and it's a guy who's been in the league for a while. He's, professional, but not a lot of sizzle to that menu item there. That's why I'm going to steal a little bit from one of your previous labels, and I'm going to say he's the crazy bread, but with no sauce. So you can still eat it, but it's still crazy bread, but it's missing something. It doesn't have the sauce to really bring it home.
Yeah.
So give me the crazy bread.
I really like that. I could be talked into that. I was going to say the Italian cheese bread, kind of for the same reasons, because you take away the pepperoni off the pepperoni cheese bread. So I think we're right along the same lines, and it's definitely serviceable as a side dish. But it's your side dish. You're not getting everything out of that, and it's not a perfect side dish either, because I feel like it's a little too salty and a lot of Italian seasoning.
Yeah, it needs something to offset a little bit. That's where the sauce kind of helps out. But yeah.
Now I did consider this. Jared and Ketzel coming in with the hot and ready pepperoni pizza because why, Mike? It's reliable.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice. As long as you make the cake, I'm for both of those. Absolutely.
All right. Next on the list, Nick Leddy, who's gone. This one.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, give us the hockey first, and then we'll pizza him up.
For us, 16 points, 55 games. You can see this wrap-up chart is just awful. And then he goes off and makes somebody else happy as he starts scoring playoff goals for St. Louis, and they're having fun. So it's just, I guess maybe this would have been a good. You know what? I
got one for him, man.
There's Hula Hawaiian pizza that I used before.
Yeah.
There's also the Detroit style deep dish Hula Hawaiian pizza. So I've got 2 of those. So it's clearly for somebody else. It's not meant for me. So I'll grab one. Whichever Hawaiian pizza I didn't use before, since there's 2 of them, I'll use this one for Nick Leddy because somebody ordered it. It wasn't for me. And it seems to be working out for the other person.
This was a win now move. This was supposed to be an all-purpose move. We got a defensive guy who can quarterback our power play. We got an offensive defenseman. Man, he's really going to open things up. It can do everything. But it felt like it did nothing. There wasn't a lot of scoring, wasn't a lot of defense. So, Matt, for me, he is a slices and sticks special, where you were left wanting more pizza and you were left wanting more breadsticks. Even though you got a little bit of both, you were disappointed in each realm. So, yeah, give me slices and sticks for Mr. Lynn.
Well, no, that one's off the board. It's gone. I was going to pick that for like... I was thinking like you get the best of both worlds. So I was trying to figure who's our two-way player.
Oof. I know we got some good ones still. We got all the good players coming up still.
All right. Speaking of all the good players,
not yet though. Not yet though. Apparently,
we're still waiting. Philip Veronic up next. All right. So let's run through these numbers here. Veronic through 78 games, 38 points. Just barely missing the half a point per game there. I mean, it's something too when you look at these wrap-up charts, which again, podcast listeners, we'll just paint a bit of a picture here. Oh God, Mark Stahl's next. All right, back to Veronic. Not the worst wrap-up chart in the world for power play. Looks pretty good when you're taking a look at everything but the actual goals going in the net, but the chances were there. And but just from a 5-on-5 perspective, it's lacking. And I think we had high hopes for this, and then they just kind of it's not working out. Like things just aren't doing great for us in regards to Veronic, and he's on like the top of our list for like whenever we're thinking about moving someone, and we're like, well, maybe we could trick a team into liking one of our players. Veronic seems to be at the top of our list. Mike,
the perfect context, Matt. Veronic is the extra most bestest cheese pizza.
Ooh, nice.
You place the order looking at that cool name, like, ooh, extra most bestest? Ooh, I'm in. And then it arrives, and you're like, wait, this is just a cheese pizza. And you're like, yeah, but scored a lot of empty net goals. Pretty cool. So, you want to talk about an empty name for a pizza and a guy who scores a lot of empty net goals? Veronic. I got a menu item for you, buddy. Extra most bestest cheese.
All right. Now, next up is Mark Stahl. Look at that goals for per 60 bar. Just through the roof. That's just not... I got to say, for Mark Stahl, I don't know if that passes the eyeball test, those numbers. But Mark Stahl, 16 points, 71 games. Of course, I mean, the wrap-up chart is on ice numbers. It's not his actual goals going in for himself. So it's when he's on the ice. Yeah. Pucks seem to scream into the back of the net.
Matt, this one is self-explanatory. The perfect back-to-back. Mark Stahl, the classic cheese. All right, so we ordered an extra most bestest cheese, which was just a cheese pizza. This is just a cheese pizza. And you're like, yeah, that's what I said. This is just a cheese pizza, and it's $1 cheaper.
No, it's great. Yeah, because think about what Stahl's price is right now. It's perfect.
It's a bargain. It's
right on
classic, another word for old, right? It's not for everybody. I don't know if Little Caesars is necessarily known for, man, their cheese and bread is so good. Oh yeah, it's usually, it's just kind of something quick, and this is affordable. This is something we can fit under the cap. It's a locker room leader. It's always going to be there. I think he's a classic cheese, not overdoing it with crazy names or anything. Just goes out there, does his job, and he's got some good peripheral numbers.
All right, next one up, Mike. Phillips.
Oh
Adina.
Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Whew, this is a tough one.
Adina is going to wrap up the season, 24 points in 74 games. Mike, this is the one I was saving up.
Oh boy, you got one teed up for us, Matt?
This is where I was saving up my pepperoni cheese bread. All right, now this is an item I like. I don't think you hate Phillips Adina based on what he did here, and you could look at his wrap-up chart. Clearly, across the league. He does very well from an expected goals for per 60 and Corsi for per 60. So he can put the puck on the net, giving up a ton of chances as well. So, I mean, technically in the negative for what he's giving up chances wise. But we still feel like there's something there, you know? And I think it's more about what are the other items you're going to order with that pepperoni cheese bread? Who's the ranch cup? You know, who's the actual pizza that you're bringing home? Who's the deep dish that's coming home with that pepperoni cheese bread? He's going to need a couple of those items to make it worthwhile. But certainly, like, you can't be mad at a pepperoni cheese bread. You can't be mad at a Phillips Zadina for the effort he put in this year to put the puck in, you know, near the net, not in the net. He put it on net. So you can't be mad at him for that. So that's where I'm going to line up with the pepperoni cheese bread.
For me, Matt, I can't see any other item as a Zadina special than the veggie pizza. And that's because if it shows up at a party, I mean, you really got to be talked into how good it is. You know, if you just took a cursory glance, you're like, how are you calling that a veggie pizza? That's like, it's black olives. You're like, no, look closer. See, there's a green pepper. I saw an onion over there. I think there's a mushroom. Right? Look at those. Look at those goals for. Oh man, that's almost going in, right? So I think because you have to talk yourself into how good it is, it's the perfect menu item for Zadina.
I could get on board with that. I don't hate that at all.
And the other thing too is a lot of these pizzas, you know, you're going to be like, there's a lot of saturated fat in the pepperonis and the sausages. But if you want to play the long game, just give it a chance. There's some green pepper in there. I swear to God, there's a little bit of nutrition. It's going to be good for you in the long run. Just try this veggie pizza. Just try it. Just trust me. Might take 4 to 5 years, but you're going to enjoy it.
Now,
oh boy,
Pretzel coming in. Calling Zadina the ranch cup to Vrana's buffalo wing.
Oh, I love that combination. That's the cute pick of the show. I like that one.
Mike, do you remember what we said for Vrana? For the life of
me, I had him as the calzone.
Oh, that's right. So then I was trying to think, well, what complements the calzone? But certainly a ranch cup could do
ranch
that.
Cup would definitely be perfect for that. For the bat wing cheese, yeah.
Mike, I might want to pivot my whole move here. I think I might want to be look for a ranch cup, because clearly you don't just want a ranch cup. You know, I think Pretzel nailed it. You don't just order a ranch cup, but you've got to have so many good things around it. And there's a lot of different things you could get that go with the ranch cup, at least if you're from the Midwest. So we'll go with the ranch cup. Pretzel,
Matt,
you're
starting to sound like you and Pretzel now sound like Zadina's agent. Listen, he's ranch cup. You can use him anywhere. Breadsticks, pizza, wings, any line. Third line, first line, power play.
Mix him with other sauces.
Yeah, you can make spicy ranch, regular ranch, diet ranch, mix a little water. You know, he's excellent. What a diverse player. You can charge any price.
What you gotta get. All right, Mike.
Oh,
our MVP,
man.
Arguably. Our MVP.
Woo! Yeah.
Moritz Seider. What's so funny, I just realized how we're ending this episode. And this is so funny. I should have mixed these up instead of going in order. Yeah. Mike, you can take a peek at who's last, but it's going to be super lame. But we're doing Moritz Seider right now. No. So... Mike, who is the most complete, the most complete menu option here, right? I think
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go a little off menu on this one for Uncle Mo.
Okay.
I mean, he's got a hell of a responsibility. He's going for that Calder this year. Somehow Lucas was not among the top 3, which is a bunch of baloney. They put Bunting and I think my boy Zegras. And there's a lot on his shoulders, Matt. Not just defensively. They look at him as kind of the future of this franchise. And so what I'm going to say is that what Mo is a franchise. He is his own Little Caesars. And he's got to carry all these other pizzas and items and side dishes all on his own. He's that good. He's that amazing.
Mike, you're too good at this. I can't. That is
Matt, you sat through a whole season of me mispronouncing NHL player names just to get to this episode.
This is why we keep you.
This is why they keep me around, is this episode. Mo Seider is a franchise.
It's a Little Caesars franchise. All right. Up next, Mike, is Pew Suitor. I mentioned before we had Robbie Fabry as Crazy Sauce. Puce, I was going to make my crazy combo. Now, think about it. You might be laughing right now, people at home, and thinking, I love my crazy bread and my crazy sauce, but it's still not a complete meal. So my crazy combo is Puce Suitor. As how many names are above him?
I think
he's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names that had a better season, expected goals for percentage-wise. And if we pull up the numbers here, they're not the best numbers we've ever seen, but I think if we ordered this, let's see. He's 6th on the team in points, 36 points in 82 games.
Wow.
Woo, doggies. I can tell you that there's 2 names we've already talked about, and then 3 names left to do on this episode. So Puce did not have a terrible season. It's not terrible. Andy Sass could do a little bit more, etc. So I'm going to say he is our crazy combo. He is crazy bread and crazy sauce because you get a little bit of both sides for Puce, but it's not enough. You can't just get crazy bread and go home. But of course, we're also talking about the Red Wings here. So there's a lot of dumpy items we should be handing out to everybody, but eventually, comparatively, we got to grade this on a curve. Somebody's going home with the crazy combo. Can't just keep giving out ranch cups. So yeah, Pew Suitor. He's my crazy combo.
Man, I'm a big fan of that one. I think as far as a crazy combo goes, you saw his numbers, and somehow he's still a second line center, which is a pretty crazy combination when you think about how dire we are. Dying for somebody to step up and play that position on our team. So it's a crazy combination that what he provided got him this far. He's this far down the list. And I think ideally we could do better, but we're just going crazy here. We got a crazy combo. Madam, I'm okay with that.
All right. Next on the list, a lot of narratives we could tie into Lucas Raymond. Not the prettiest looking wrap-up chart I've ever seen, but on the power play, it's pretty nice. I mean, you've got some pretty consistent. It was good. It was the first power play had its moments where you were like, "Is this even a power play?" But when they actually got the puck in the zone, they could create. And of course, we're talking about Lucas Raymond's rookie season, 57 points in 82 games, pretty good. So, with that being said, Mike, do we want to mix in here? This is a surprisingly good new menu item? Or did we kind of know that this was going to go this well, and we just want to we want to kind of reward him here with something like the extra most bestest stuffed crust pepperoni, because that's one of my top items right now. Right now we're not even playing games, so I'm just saying. This is one of my favorite menu items on Little Caesars. This is going to be one of my favorite players moving forward.
Yeah, I think the newness of that item, the extra most best is stuffed crust pizza, because he has a little bit of a hot shot out there when he's snapping those wristers.
He puts a little extra cheese on it.
He does put a little extra
pepperoni,
cheese.
A little spicy
Absolutely,
pepperoni
he does.
on those. Yeah. He's himself getting the puck in his zone by himself. So with a little razzle dazzle, we could call that our extra pepperoni. I like this pick.
I'm on board. Absolutely.
Nice. I finally did one. All right, Mike. Said before, Moritz Seider, arguably our MVP, but also I already awarded it to Dylan Larkin quite a while back. So I'm just gonna say it. You called it. The franchise right now is Moritz Seider. But we're talking about now. We'll go back to the menu for Dylan Larkin. I'm talking about, man. What's your MVP? What's your main event item when you're going to Little Caesars? You're not going to mess this up. You're not experimenting. You're ordering this item because you know it's just going to go well. And it's going to be great, too. Not just going to go well. Mike, you got to go back to Detroit style. So he's from Waterford.
He's from Waterford. I like that.
I think you got to go deep dish pepperoni.
I think unquestionably, as the hometown Waterford proud, baby. We got like 6 lakes out here. Woo! We got 6 lakes. Let's say, you know what? 2 of them don't count. We got 4 lakes. Each square of Detroit-style deep dish pizza comes with 4 discs of pepperoni, 1 for each of the Waterford bodies of water / goose poop. Matt, this is a Detroit classic. It's deep. These aren't just surface level stats. Matt, this is a guy who plays both sides of the ice. He's a cranial player. He's smart. He does really good interviews. I think he's really insightful. There's no question he's the captain. And we all know that if you're going to pick a Little Caesars crust, you don't want the normal round. It doesn't really travel well. You got maybe 20 minutes to eat it before it's cardboard, but the deep dish travels well. It's good at home. It travels well on the road. The splits are almost identical, home and away. It's good the next day. It's good on back-to-backs. It's good, for 20 minutes, good for 30 minutes. I'd use it in any situation. Matt, I think this is the perfect pizza for Mr. Larkin. It's the captain of the pizzas.
I think everybody would agree. We're not. The comments are dying down a little bit. I think we've been. Maybe some of the jokes have gotten a little repetitive here, but I think we've got some fresh ones coming because Tyler. Wait, no, Vladislav Domestikov is next. Whoops, mixed in Vladdy. I actually didn't mean to have Vladdy or Nick Leddy.
Yeah, how'd you make the cut?
What do we do here, Vladdy?
I think he's a jar of pepper rings because they're not even here anymore. Who cares?
You know what? Vladdy's that deep dish pizza that was covered in bacon. It's gone. It's off the menu. I'd like it to come back.
All right, you can do that. I like pepper rings, but they're not here anymore. So we're almost done. I think we got one more?
We could skip the last one. I think
we're skipping the last one, absolutely. But we
got Tyler Bertuzzi. That means he's the last one. Mike, Tyler Bertuzzi. All right, wrap him short, looking pretty hot. Tyler's got 62 points in 68 games, sniffing that point per game mark.
Oh,
Mike, it was really sweet. It's a sweet season for Tyler, but some noticeable full game holes. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's my pick.
All right,
Mike,
man.
I want to go with the cookie dough brownie made with Twix cookie bar pieces. The reason we're doing that is because it's a new menu item. Not every Little Caesars is going to have the inventory to carry this. So sometimes, Mike, you want to have a nice little dessert at the end of your Little Caesars meal, but you're going to have to settle for something else because they don't have any more Twix cookie dough brownie pieces left. So you're going to have to settle with a different dessert. It's poor Tyler, even though it's delicious. Even though it goes down smooth, Mike, because it's a new menu item, not every Little Caesars has the proper inventory. They don't know what's going on. So I'm going with cookie dough brownie made with Twix cookie bar pieces because it is delicious, does work out. And again, that inventory is tough to figure out, so it's not always going to be available when you want it most. Mike, Tyler Bertuzzi.
I like it. Matt, for me, this was real easy. I want the Detroit-style deep dish 3-meat treat.
Ooh.
Partially because this bad boy packs 8 slices of pizza, a whopping 3,480 calories. So Bertuzzi has put up some wonderful numbers. But man, are those some scary big numbers too. And I'm looking at the numbers that, games missed. And I think this is the perfect pizza for him because the ingredients do include pepperoni, Italian sausage, and bacon. And as we all know, Tyler Bertuzzi, forbidden in Canada. And Canada would not use bacon. They would use Canadian bacon. So there would be an ingredient missing if this crossed the border.
Very
So,
nice.
because of his
Very nice.
absence, because of his large numbers, the Detroit-style deep dish 3-meat treat is Mr. Bertuzzi.
Very nice. I like it. We'll pick the 3-meat treat. Mike, do you want to quickly grade Jeff Blashill? Do we want to do the coaching staff real quick?
I feel like Jeff Blashill is definitely the page on the company website that goes over all of the nutrition facts. And so people are really, really mad sometimes about how fat they get from eating Little Caesars. And he's like, listen, this is the menu they gave me. All right. I can't get you a salad. I can't get you, a nice tabbouleh. I can't get you, anything with any real nutrition. A lot of fat, a lot of white carbs. All right. I'm doing with the hand I was dealt. And you know what? Eiserman was like, hey, that's not cool, man. We can make these pizzas work. The Illiches have been doing it for decades. And Blash just finally said, I can't. I'm out. There's nothing that can be done. So I don't blame him for that, but that's going to be a wrap. And I'm getting music in my headphones.
I was going to try it. I was thinking, let's do some music to wrap up the show, right?
That was on purpose. I was worried another show was invading or something. All right. But yeah, he's the nutritional...
Another hockey podcast network.
He's the nutritional fact sheet for me.
Hang on, Grindline podcast coming up next. No, it's all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Was this too loud? This isn't too loud, right? Just a little tiny bit of music. I thought I'm gonna see what it looks like on the back end here. But yeah, if you guys had fun, hit that like button at the bottom of the screen there. Wait, what is it? Yeah, it's a like button on YouTube. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you're like, hey, they didn't just give letter grades. They gave them pizza grades. How much fun was that? All right, yeah. The subscribe button. If you guys do us the biggest favor on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review. You can rate us now on Spotify as well. And you could support us just by heading over to Red Wings Rant shop. It's the VODpodcast.com. Hit the shop button on the old homepage, and you guys can pick up some sweet-looking Red Wings Rant swag. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Mike, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we waited to get this in at the right time. And
yes.
I guess
we'll have real hockey stuff next time, but we like doing this once a year, so thanks for hanging in there. We appreciate it.
Jared says we don't hear the music.
Oh, that's just for me then.
Yeah, it's just the two of us heard it. We'll see how this
All
sounds on the back end for the podcast. Brandon, cheers. Have a good one. Ketzel, thanks, man. Thanks for coming along. Ketzel, giving us his opinions top to bottom. Ketzel, you might be our MVP for that. You're our 3-meat treat. Oh, wait. No, Detroit-style deep dish. That's right. All right, Ketzel, thanks for coming along. Have a good one, everybody.